All right. Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and today we have something pretty cool. We got something from Melissa Backwoods and Jack Wolf Knives. So this is the first time they're doing a collaboration together, and I believe this is only Melissa Backwoods' second design. Not 100% about that, but let's check it out. I'm actually carrying it right now. Now, if you guys don't know who Melissa Backwoods is, she got popular from the show Naked and Afraid, where she's been on multiple episodes. I'm not sure how many seasons or anything like that, but I know she was in a few, and I know she did kick ass.
Sorry, little guy.
Badass chick you are. Cheers on that one.
This will be a good meal.
You are the champion.
I'd have pride issues with the fact that I wanted to come out here and be the beast of the jungle and take care of the woman, and here she is, provide me with the food.
You did amazing today, if I hadn't already told you.
Met her a few times at the blade shows and stuff. She's always been super awesome. And, you know, we've chatted a few times online, quite a few times. So she's always been really cool. So as we take a closer look at this, you can see this has a clip point Bowie style blade. Now, normally you'd see something like this on a large fixed blade. And excuse my thumb, guys, I apologize. Still healing. But the clip point Bowie is an S90V, badass steel. Great corrosion resistance, okay toughness. It's really not a tough steel, so I would say it's low on the toughness, but very high in the edge retention. So great edge retention, great corrosion resistance. So it's a great all-around steel for something like this, you know, a small EDC fixed blade. And, you know, with geometry, you can always, you know, use them a little bit tougher, but this, it's still a steel, you know what I mean? But as far as S90V goes for sharpening, I prefer it between like 400 and 800 grit. You can even go up to like 1,000 grit and even 1,200 grit. And I have found that putting a polish on it does work. It does take a good polish, but it does do better as far as edge retention and just overall performance with a medium grit edge. You know, it's lacking that toughness to really do incredible with a super fine edge, but it doesn't do bad with a fine edge. So if you wanted a polished edge, it will take it and it will do pretty decently, but it does a lot better with a medium grit finish. Something like this, I would sharpen up probably 17 degrees per side, you know, just depending on what's important to you, the toughness or the sharpness. You know, go with a lower angle, 15 to 17 degrees if you want something really, really razor sharp. And you know, 17 to 20 degrees, you know, 20 degrees being on the more tougher side, 17 being on the more slicier side if you don't want to lose too much toughness. But this is a deep hollow ground blade with this upswept tip, but the tip's not so upswept that it's too difficult to get to the tip. So I can still use it for utility cuts. You got the belly to cut on a flat surface or, you know, skinning or anything like that. And, you know, it's got just enough grip for my hand to get a full grip and actually bear down if I really needed to get into something. So that's really cool. It's like, it's small and compact, but it's like the perfect size for a small, you know, concealable EDC knife. And then you can see here, we got the Jack Wolf leather sheath that, you know, you can put right in the pocket and hook right in the pocket. You could also put it on the belt. It's up to you, however you want to do it. I'm sure this is machine stitched, but it looks hand stitched. It looks really good. Love their sheaths. You know, and then he does put, or they come with the lanyard already on the handle, so you can use that to kind of tug it out if you want to. I usually take them off. You know, I don't mind just, you know, don't be like me on the one knife where I pushed all the way through the bottom, which was 100% my fault. I went way past the point of which I should have, and I don't know why. My brain just said push it all the way in, and I did, and that was stupid. But for the most part, these are, you know, right where to stop. I mean, like, you can feel it, you know, it's like it gets that good tension, you know, the tip is, you know, right around there. So perfect fit. And then I still have a little bit, just enough to be able to grab. And I could grab it with my pinky still if I really wanted to, or I could grab it, you know, with just, you know, like a little pinch, pull, then grab. And you can flip it either way. You probably should pick a direction and just leave it that way, because it probably will morph to it or mold to it. Mine, I go, what would it be? It'd be like this way, because I normally put it in the pocket, whether it's the back pocket or the front pocket. And then when I pull it out, you know, it's in the cutting direction. Beautiful satin finish on this hollow ground blade. And the handle has titanium bolsters, titanium liners. So this is a titanium handle, but then it's got this orange, red, fat carbon fiber. There's four, I believe it's four or five different versions. So there is a little bit of variety here. The plunge grind on this one is perfect. Love the way you did the plunge grind on that. Very, very good. It's all the way back. You're never going to run out of steel to sharpen there. That's really cool. You do have this little nub right there that kind of, you know, keeps you back a little bit, lets you know right where the edge is at. You can feel it dimpling out a little bit, which is nice because it does give you an indicator, which, you know, as you hang on to a knife and mess around with the knife, you kind of notice the little indicators where they're at, and, you know, it tells you where to hold, you know, even if you can't see what you're doing. Love that swedge, man. Beautiful swedge. It is an aggressive looking knife, and I like that. I definitely like that. And the S9DV so far, from, you know, my experience, you know, it's been pretty decent. I haven't really had any bad S9DV from Jack Wolf. So, you know, it's still, you know, a mass-produced S9DV, but, you know, it doesn't seem like S9DV is too difficult for companies to do decent. Got a titanium bead that comes in the box. And then here's the artwork on the box, as you can see. You got Melissa and the Jack Wolf there. You got the box, and you got a magnetic latch right there on the lip. And then you see how it comes. It comes nice and packaged right there. Bang, gang. So, like the packaging. I like also the packaging because when I want to store my Jack Wolves, I can store them nicely, you know, and it's cool, right? They're not just all fumbling around, you know, and, you know, messing up, you know, all the boxes and everything. They're usually pretty decent packaging, you know, which Jack Wolf's always done good packaging. So, as far as negatives, nitpicks and negatives, I got nothing, man. I got nothing. I mean, there's not much that can go wrong here as long as they get the plunge grind right, you know, ergonomics, geometry. It does have a decent thick stock, you know, so it is robust. You know, but it's got that deep hollow grind, even though, you know, it's not a full hollow like Jack Wolf does in many cases, which I absolutely love. This, you know, separates, you know, the designs, you know, because which he's already done before. He hasn't done all full hollows or full flat grind, so that's cool. Anyways, so yeah, there you guys go. So they will be available.
I found it.